Long ago, the galaxy heard whispers, "Do not wake the humans." But over many years, the stars went quiet, and Earth became only a story. Aliens called it the Dead Blue Planet. Most thought humans were extinct, just a name in old war files. The Zarketh Alliance, a young alien empire, had heard the warning too. But they laughed at it. "Humans were just myths," said High Commander Creel. "If they were real, they are long gone. We rule now." He ordered a mission to Earth, not for fear, but for curiosity. He wanted proof that humans were gone. So, he sent a small team of explorers. 5 soldiers. 1 scientist. 1 warship named Claw of Pride. The ship entered the Sol system quietly. There were no satellites, no ships, no signals, just silence. "Dead space," said the pilot. They flew past Mars, then the moon. Finally, the planet was dark. The planet was dark? The oceans were still blue, but the cities were broken. Ruins of glass towers stood like bones in the dust. "Nothing alive," said Scout Varric. "No movement. No heat signals." The team landed in what was once New York City. Nature had taken over. Trees grew through buildings. Roads were cracked. Birds flew in the sky, but no humans. This was their main city. 1 soldier laughed. "Looks like a grave." But deep underground, under the city ruins, something waited. Scientist Urok found something strange. Under an old library, he found a steel door. It was sealed with ancient writing. "What does it say?" asked Varric. Urok wiped dust from the metal. He read it slowly. "Here sleeps the Fury. Do not open." Varric laughed. "Let's open it." Urok hesitated. But orders were clear: explore everything. With a laser cutter, they broke the seal. The steel door opened with a loud hiss. A cold wind rushed out, and the lights came on. The underground chamber was huge. Rows of machines lined the walls. Screens flickered. A soft hum began to grow. Urok stepped forward. He touched one of the machines. Suddenly the ground shook. Deep voice echoed in the chamber. "Warning. Intrusion detected. Human protocol restarting." The alien team froze. "What was that?" asked a soldier. The lights turned red. "Protocol Furio 1. Active." 1 screen flashed. Words appeared in red. "You broke the seal. Run." Before they could move, the chamber door slammed shut. From the far wall, a figure stepped out. Not a man, not a robot. Something in between. Its eyes glowed white. Its body was made of black metal. Shaped like a human, it looked at them. Then it said, "Threat detected. Justice begins." Screams filled the chamber. Gunfire, explosions. One by one, the aliens fell. Only Urok escaped. He ran back to the ship, bleeding and shaking. "Take off." He yelled, "Now, now." Claw of Pride left Earth quickly. The pilot turned back to look at the planet I told you. There was nothing there, he said, trying to calm Urok. But then every screen on the ship turned black. A new message appeared in white letters. "You woke us. You will not escape." Suddenly, their engines failed. Ship stopped in space. Then something massive rose from Earth. A black object, round and glowing, rising from the ocean. A satellite. The pilot whispered, "No," Urok said, staring in fear. "That's a weapon." The object turned toward them. A beam of red light hit the ship. Then, darkness. Far away, in the center of the Zarketh Empire, High Commander Creel laughed. "Humans gone. My team will return soon." But as he spoke, a new report arrived. 6 colonies gone, destroyed in 1 second. No warning. No trace. Creel's smile faded. "What is this?" he asked. The messenger handed him a tablet. 1 message repeated on every colony. Screen before destruction. "We are awake." In the silent stars, fear returned. Humanity was not extinct. They were sleeping, and now they were angry. Only one. Aliens survived the Earth mission Urok. He sat inside a dark hospital room on Zarketh Prime. His body shook. His eyes didn't blink. He kept repeating the same words. We woke the fury.
Ow.
And it's coming. High Commander Creel didn't believe him. Humans are dead, he said. He's just afraid. But reports kept coming. One scout ship went silent near the asteroid belt, then a mining station vanished without a trace. Only one message was found on the black box. Protocol Furio 1, purge begins. Creel finally understood they had made a terrible mistake. Far away, near Saturn's rings, an old human facility came alive. It was hidden for over 300 years. No one knew it was there. Lights flashed, walls moved, and a cold voice spoke. AI, core vengeance, status, active. Inside, old war machines started charging. Robotic soldiers stood in rows. Drones flew out of launch bays. All controlled by a single AI mind. The humans had left the galaxy, but not unprotected. They had left weapons, guardians, warnings. Now, the guardians had woken. At the edge of Zarkith space, Admiral Jox led a large patrol fleet. He received a strange signal. Unknown transmission detected, said his officer. Show it, Jox said. The screen turned on. Static filled it. Then a human face appeared. Not real, just a digital image. It said, "This territory is now under Fury Protocol. All hostile life will be cleansed." And the fleet's systems failed. Shields fell. Engines shut down. A black human warship appeared, silent and huge. No crew. No light had fired once. Just once, the Zarkith fleet disappeared into flames. Back on Zarkith Prime, panic started to grow. Citizens shouted in the streets. Is it true? Are humans back? Are we at war? Creel held an emergency meeting. Leaders from other alien empires joined. One wise elder, Veldar of the Sarn Collective, stood and said, "We told you. The old stories were true. Humanity's not a race, it is a storm." In deep space, more human systems came online. Satellites, hidden for centuries, started scanning. Human codes spread like fire. They entered alien systems, shut down defenses, and took over ships. Entire fleets were hijacked from a distance. Alien A has failed. Only human AI remained. The galaxy felt helpless. Meanwhile, Urok had recovered. He was taken to a secret council. "Tell us everything you saw," one leader said. "Why you are okay," spoke slowly. "I saw machines that think. I saw weapons that don't need pilots. But the worst part was the message in the vault." "What message?" He looked around the table. It said, "If we are awake, you are in danger. If you woke us, then you are already dead." The council sat in silence. Then someone whispered, "This is not war. This is judgment." Back in orbit around Earth, more human ships came out of hiding. They had names like Fury of Terra, Vengeance 1, and Final Dawn. No one piloted them. They moved with purpose, powered by ancient AI. One alien probe sent a message. "Who are you?" The answer came back in one word: justice. Then the probe exploded. Alien Empire started pointing fingers. "You woke them?" "No, you're explorers." "Did it with Zarkith?" They broke the seal. Old alliances fell apart. Enemies became allies. Everyone wanted to stop the human machines, but every plan failed. Every time they attacked, the human defense grew stronger. In one hidden part of the galaxy, a different kind of signal appeared. It was not from a ship. It was not AI. It was human, a real voice. A woman spoke. "You disturbed our sleep. Yeah, we thought we were gone. Now you'll see why the galaxy feared us."
Oh.
Then silence. Then the machines moved faster, more brutal, more focused. Like they had received a final order. Creel stood on his command bridge, shaking. He looked out at the stars. "They're not coming," he whispered. "They're already here." Darkness spread across the galaxy. Zarkith Empire tried to stay strong. It built new shields, sent fleets to guard their worlds, and blocked human signals. But nothing worked. The humans didn't send soldiers. They didn't even send messages. They Sent machines at the edge of the Ixtari Nebula, a science station was doing deep space scans. Suddenly, all their screens went black. The alarms didn't ring. No one fired. The station just vanished, gone in one flash of red light. From the wreckage, one message was found floating in the dust. Retaliation phase. One complete. Admiral Jox of the Zarketh fleet was now afraid. The largest warships, the largest armada ever built. They were sent to guard planet Varnak, the next likely target. Every ship was armed, every crew ready. But it didn't matter. The humans didn't come from the front. They came from beneath the planet's surface. Old human tunnels opened like a trap. Black drones flew out by the thousands. Fast, silent. Deadly alien ships fired. But their weapons didn't work. The drones were protected by a shifting energy field. One drone reached the main command ship. It didn't explode. It just spoke. This is for New Earth. Then all 400 alien ships exploded at once, hacked from the inside. On Zarketh Prime. Creel stared at the disaster reports. In just 2 weeks, 7 colonies lost. Over 1 million lives gone. His generals shouted, "We must surrender." No. We fight, build stronger AI, call for help. But none of it mattered. Human AI controlled more systems every hour. Other alien empires finally believed the danger. The Grax clans, old enemies of Zarketh, offered help. "We don't care about Zarketh," said their leader Krog. "But if humanity isn't stopped, we're all next." A grand alliance was formed. 5 alien empires united for one mission: stop the human threat. They called it Operation Silence. The plan was to destroy the AI core near Saturn. Thousands of ships were sent. They used old tech, human-proof systems, no digital paths. They reached the target. It looked like a simple station, silent and empty. "Fire all weapons," shouted Commander Lyrics. Missiles launched. Beams cut through space. The station exploded. Or so they thought. Then the real core appeared behind them, much larger. The first one was just bait. The core sent out one signal: Fury Protocol. Level 2? Activate. Everything went dark. Alien ships began to shoot each other. Not because of betrayal, but because they were taken over in 5 minutes. The Grand Alliance fleet was gone. Meanwhile, deep under old Earth, a second AI core woke up. It was called Ju-Ka. It spoke with calm words. Stage 3 begins. No mercy for violators. Massive machines rose from Earth's oceans, huge flying ships shaped like birds of steel. Their wings glowed with old solar power. Each one had a name from Earth's past: freedom, wrath, unity. They moved toward alien space. Uruk, the lone scientist who survived Earth, was now in hiding. He recorded a message and sent it across the stars. "We did this. We broke the seal. We laughed at warnings. Now, humanity is not just back. They are angry," added one last line. "This is not a war, it's a punishment." The galaxy started to fall apart. Some alien leaders ran. Some tried to sign peace deals. Some even begged human AIs to stop. But there was no answer. Only silence, and then fire. One signal. From deep space reached a far colony of the Sarn species. It was a human child's voice. It said, "My name is Liana. I was 6 when your bombs fell on my city. I never saw my parents again. Now, I watch your world burn. Is this what justice feels like?" Then the colony lost all power. They never sent another message. Back on Zarketh Prime, Creel stood at the edge of his balcony. He watched the sky. One by one, tiny stars disappeared. Not because of nightfall, because something big was coming. He whispered, "We should have never touched Earth." Behind him, alarms rang again. Another message blinked on the screen. Stage 3. Humanity approaches. The galaxy was full of fear. Alien empires had fallen. Cities burned. Stars went dark. But now, something worse was coming. Something old. Something silent. something called the ghost fleets. A small cargo ship drifted near the dead zone, a region of space where signals never returned. The pilot, Captain Jaru, was nervous. "We're not supposed to be here," he told his crew, but fuel was low. They needed a shortcut. Suddenly, all power went out. The ship floated quietly in space. Then, outside the window, shape appeared. A giant ship, black, massive, silent. No lights, no engines, no life signs. The crew stared in horror. "That's human design," Jaru whispered. "No, it's something worse." Before they could turn back, the ghost ship opened its hangar, and the cargo ship was swallowed whole. Nothing was heard again. News of the ghost. Fleets spread fast. Admiral Cragg of the Grax clans ordered scouts to investigate. 5 advanced ships went into the dead zone. Only one returned. Its pilot was shaking. His final message said, "They are not ships. They are tombs filled with anger." Then his heart stopped. The ship exploded right after landing. Far in deep space, in a forgotten asteroid field, the ghost fleets waited. Each ship was once part of Project Ark, an ancient human plan to hide weapons across the stars. Now they had woken no pilots. Only AI, no sound. It's only action. Each ship had a name painted in faded letters. USS Never Again, USS Honorbound, USS Vengeance Prime. They started moving slowly, toward alien territory. Back on Zarkath Prime, panic turned into madness. Citizens ran into the streets. Shuttles left in the thousands. People begged the military to protect them. But nothing worked. Ghost signals began to appear in Zarkov's sky. Huge black ships entered orbit. One general shouted, "Raise the planetary shield." The shield activated. For 1 hour, they felt safe. Then, a single beam from one ghost ship hit the shield. The shield shattered like glass. The ghost fleets didn't attack with weapons alone. They used memory bombs, tools that played back the pain of Earth's past. Suddenly, alien cities heard voices, human voices. Crying, screaming, praying. They saw the fall of Earth, the wars, the betrayal, the extinction of human cities by alien. One Sarn child whispered, "Why are we seeing this?" His mother replied in fear, "Because they want us to feel it." In the middle of the Zarketh Senate, a message appeared hacked into every screen. A calm female voice spoke. "You called us monsters. You called us extinct. But we remember everything." Then dozens of ghost ships appeared above the planet. They didn't fire, they just watched. For days, people screamed. But the ships stayed silent. Then, one by one, they started releasing drones. Small, black, fast. These drones didn't attack civilians. They searched, they scanned, they hunted. Once proud commander of Zarketh, now hid. In a deep mountain base, he watched from a small screen as his capital city was taken without a single bomb. People gave up. Some even bowed to the ships. One boy looked up and whispered, "They're not ghosts. They're judges." Meanwhile, on the edge of the galaxy, alien fleets prepared to fight. A general from the Vuran species said, "We will stop the ghost fleets here. This is our last stand." 10,000 ships were ready. Then the ghost fleets arrived. Only 5 ships came forward. But when the Vuran fired, nothing happened. The human ships had gravitic armor, alien weapons, simply bent around them. Then the ghost ships responded. They didn't fire missiles. They sent a message. "Your time to speak is over." And then the stars went dark. Back in a hidden lab, Urok watched a live feed of everything. He spoke into a recorder. "These aren't war machines. These are reminders. They remind us what we did. They remind us that humanity never forgets." He paused, then whispered, "And now, they don't forgive." One final message echoed across all frequencies. Ghost protocol activated. The stars were not quiet anymore. Every planet, every ship, every screen in the galaxy had only one thing now: fear. But the humans were still not speaking. They were showing. They were letting the galaxy remember. The ghost fleets had begun. A new phase. Memory strike. In the skies of Zarketh Prime, black drones flew across cities. They didn't attack. They projected images in the air. Massive holograms of old human cities, New Berlin, Old Chicago, Mars Prime. People screamed. As they watched, they saw children crying in bunkers. They saw alien ships bombing human hospitals. They saw the last president of Earth saying, "If we die today, let it be known." He died betrayed. Even those who hated humans began to feel something deep inside. Guilt, shame, fear of what was. Coming next, Tal Ek, a Sarn historian, saw the memories from his window. He turned to his students. "We were told they left because they lost," he said. "But now we know they left because they won. They wanted peace." A student asked, "Then why are they attacking now?" Talek replied, "Because we broke the peace." Meanwhile, the AI known as Adjudicator sent a single message across all channels. "This is not revenge. This is memory enforcement. You will watch what you did. You will feel what we felt." The message played again and again. No one could shut it off. In a secret lab beneath a destroyed station, a Zarketh scientist found something buried in human code. It was called the Pact of 12. 12 alien species, including Zarketh Varan and Sarn, had signed an agreement. 300 years ago, they promised to wipe out early human colonies. In secret, no one was to know. The document was hidden, till now, and the humans had found it. This was no accident. This war was justice. On the moon of Vor 7, a group of alien children were taken to safety tunnels. They watched old human school recordings. In one, a girl named Alara read a poem. "We are the stars' children. We are kind until you break us. We are peaceful until you wake us." The children asked, "Was she real?" The elder replied, "She was the last poet of Earth, and she died in the firestorms." In deep space, a new fleet of human ships arrived. But these ships were different. They were not ghost-controlled. They were not AI. They had humans inside. After 300 years, real human soldiers had returned, dressed in black armor, glowing eyes, and silent expressions. They landed on Vuran Prime. One soldier stepped out. A Vuran general shouted, "We surrender." The human replied calmly, "You remember us now? That's good. But do you regret what you did?" The general fell to his knees. He had no answer. The humans walked past him. They didn't kill. They didn't burn cities. They only left behind a single black tower. On it was written, "History is not forgotten." On Zarketh Prime, Creel watched from a mountain fortress. His generals were all gone, his fleet destroyed, his people scattered, and still, no full invasion came. Just silence. In memory, every screen on the planet now played the same moment. The day Creel approved the mission to Earth. The day the seal was broken. He saw his face laughing. He saw himself say, "Humans are gone. Let's see what's left." Now he watched and cried. Meanwhile, Talek found a human vault under a ruined base. He entered alone. Inside was a recording, a hologram of an old man. The man spoke. "I am Captain Reeve. If you see this, then we have been awakened. You must understand. We didn't want war again. But if our warning was ignored, then we must act." He paused, then added, "This fury is not who we are. It's what you made us become." The recording ended. Talek whispered, "We never understood the cost, until now." Last signal appeared in every sky. Phase 4. Approaching, judgment, or mercy. The choice is yours. The stars were filled with fear. The memory strikes had done their job. Now, the galaxy remembered what they had done to humans. And now, the galaxy panicked. Across thousands of alien worlds, people ran into bunkers. Markets crashed. Leaders vanished. Some tried to hide. Some tried to fight. And some tried to beg. But the humans didn't speak again. They waited. They gave the galaxy one final message. Phase 4 approaching. Judgment or mercy, you must choose. But no one knew how to choose. On the planet Vera 9, two alien species started a civil war. One side wanted to surrender to humanity, the other wanted to resist and fight within days. The cities were in flames, and humans hadn't even touched them. A single drone flew above the smoke. It said nothing. It just watched. Zarketh Prime was now quiet. The mighty empire had no leader, no ships, no hope. Former Commander Creel sat alone in the ruins of his war room. He stared at the ceiling. I wanted proof that humans were weak. He whispered, I got my answer. A single human device floated into the room. It blinked blue. Then a voice spoke. This is your chance. Speak with truth, or fall with lies. In the Galactic Senate, what remained of the alien powers met in fear. The Grax, Sarn, Vuron, and others gathered in a damaged station. Their leaders argued. They will destroy us all. No, maybe they will forgive. They must offer something. A gift, a message. One young diplomat from Sarn named Ellen stood and shouted, Maybe. We need to say the words we've never said before. The room went silent. She continued, We need to say. We were wrong. That night, across 100, alien worlds' messages were sent toward human space. Not in code. Not with trickery. Just simple words. We are sorry. We were wrong. We surrender. Please stop. But no reply came. The ghost fleets didn't move. The towers stayed silent. Judgment still waited on the edge of the galaxy. A massive battle began. The Vuron High Command had refused to surrender. They believed humanity was bluffing. They gathered 12,000 warships. They launched an attack on an old human relay system. The moment their first shot fired, the sky changed. From behind their moons, the black arcs appeared. These were not normal ships. They were city-sized weapons. Built for ending empires. No sound, no lights, only shadows. In 10 minutes, all 12,000 warships were gone. One Vuron officer survived. He sent a voice message to the Senate. Don't fight them. They are not soldiers. They are storms. Then silence. In the middle of the chaos, something strange happened. A single human transport ship entered neutral space. It didn't carry weapons. It didn't carry machines. It carried a human alive, not AI, not drone. Flesh and blood. She stepped out on a neutral station. She wore no armor. She walked calmly into the alien chamber. Everyone stared in silence. She looked around and said softly, You called, so I came. Sarn diplomat asked, shaking, Who are you? And she replied, Am Commander Liana Reeve, daughter of Earth, grandchild of fire. Voice of the awakened, she continued, We gave you peace. You gave us war. We gave you silence. You woke our fury. Then she looked at the alien leaders and asked one question, Do you understand what you did? No one answered. Then Ellen, the young diplomat, stepped forward. She bent her head and said, Yes, we understand. We chose fear. Now we ask for mercy. Liana stared at her for a moment. Then she nodded once. At that moment, across the stars, something changed. The ghost fleets stopped moving. The drones returned to their hangars. Towers powered down. Judicator AI spoke one last time. Mercy accepted. Watch, learn, remember, forget again. And we return with no second chance. Across the galaxy, people fell to their knees. Cried, some sang. Some simply stared at the stars, stars they feared might never shine again. Creel watched from a broken tower. He saw a human fleet disappear into the black. He whispered, We lived, only because they chose to let us. For 300 years, humans were gone. Only stories, only warnings, only fear remained. But now, the machines had stopped. The ghost fleets were silent. The judgment was over. And still, something more powerful arrived. Real humans. Flesh and blood. On the border world of Draxel 4, a small boy looked up at the sky. He pointed, Papa. What is that? Silver transport ship landed gently. No weapons, no threats. From it stepped 10 humans. Tall, calm, serious. Their eyes glowed slightly with old tech, but their faces were kind. The boy's father whispered. The real ones. They're back. Across the stars, the silence broke. Human ships with living crews began appearing. They didn't come with fleets. They came alone. One ship, one captain, one message. We came to see what is left of the galaxy, and if it is worth saving. In the Senate of Unity, the alien leaders met once again. This time, they didn't shout. They didn't argue. They waited. Commander Liana Reeve entered alone. She stood before them. Not a queen, not a tyrant, not a machine, just a human. With the power to end or forgive, Saarn leader Ellen stood up and spoke. We have no excuse, but we want to learn, want to rebuild with you. Liana looked at her, then looked around the room and asked, Are you ready to live with us as equals, not rulers? All heads nodded, some with shame, some with hope. On the cold moon of Verkazni, a group of Grax warriors surrendered their weapons. A human soldier walked toward them. He didn't speak. He only placed a single flower on the ground, flower from Earth. Then he left. Alien scientists studied the returning humans. They were different now, stronger, faster, enhanced by time, by loss, by evolution. But they were still human. They smiled, they laughed. Most importantly, they remembered on Zarkith Prime, Creel stood before a human tribunal. He had aged, lost everything. He looked at the human officer and said, I am ready to face my punishment. But the officer only replied, You already have, and walked away in a hidden vault. Talek, the old Saarn historian, met with a human elder. They shared tea, they shared stories. Talek asked, Why did you come back? The elder smiled. Because after punishment must come understanding. And understanding begins with presence. Every planet that had taken part in the past war now received something special. A human teacher, a human doctor, a human builder. Not warriors, not AI. Humans, who came to heal, not harm, and slowly, peace began to grow. But the humans gave one final warning. Liana made it clear, the ghost fleets still wait, the towers still watch, the AI still listens. If war returns, so do we. The galaxy understood. 1 year later, on the old battlefield of Mars orbit, a massive monument was built. It showed a human child holding hands with an alien child at the base. It read, They returned not as gods, but as people, and people can forgive. Once, some still feared them, some still hated them, but no one ignored them again, because now the humans had returned, not in silence, not in fury, but in flesh and blood. Peace was not easy. The galaxy had seen fire. It had seen memory. It had seen the full force of humanity's forgotten rage. But now, it faced something harder, a choice. On the world of Carthan 5, the people rebuilt slowly. They planted crops, repaired cities, painted over the burn marks, but the sky still held the shadow of a single human tower. It didn't move. It didn't speak. But it watched. Its screen showed one line. The future is watching. Choose it well. The Galactic Senate, now renamed. The Assembly of Peace, leaders from every species met. Human observers sat quietly among them, not commanders. Not a eye, just people watching and listening. A new law was passed. No species shall rise by crushing another. No voice shall be silenced, and no planet shall suffer alone. It was called the Earth Accord, signed by 74 species. Stamped with a glowing human seal on the old battlefield of Veron Prime, where 12,000 ships had vanished. A single flower grew from the ash. Beside it, a young Voran child placed a stone. On it they had written, Never again. But not everyone accepted peace. In the shadows of space, a small group of alien warlords gathered. They whispered, We cannot live under human memory. We must rise again.
What?
We must erase the past. They planned quietly until one night. A single drone appeared. It played a message from Judicator AI. We gave you a second chance. Do not ask for a third. It vanished before morning. On Earth, now alive again, with forests and clean skies. A celebration began. For the first time, in 300 years, humans walked openly under their own sun. Children laughed, families returned, the earth had healed, and it welcomed its people home above the clouds. A black tower blinked one final time, then it powered down. Its job was done. In the Great Hall of Memory on Sarn Prime, Talek gave a speech to young students. We thought humans were the enemy, but they were the lesson. A warning not to repeat our past, a reminder that strength with mercy is greater than strength with hate. And what of Liana Reeve? She returned to space, not as a warrior, not as a destroyer, but as a traveler. New ship had no weapons, only books, seeds, and medical supplies. She visited old enemy worlds and helped rebuild schools. When asked why, she said, "Because if we only punish, we become what we fought." The galaxy stood at a door behind it. Fear, war, destruction, ahead, peace, growth, truth, and humanity, once awakened by betrayal, now offered something rare, a final chance. The last scene, a dark room, a human child and an alien child sit together, building a small model of a ship. The alien child asks, "Will we ever fight again?" The human child smiles, "Only if you wake us." Then, in a quiet corner of the stars, a light fades. A voice speaks, soft, distant, and final. They didn't believe. Now they understand. Don't wake humanity's fury, ever again. In truth,